Hello everybody, welcome back to Daily Dictation 34. It is cold today in South Korea. How is the weather where you are? Let me know. It was cold today. It was like 5 degrees Celsius. Anyway, we have some new watchers. Let's say hi. It's Doraemon. I love Doraemon, the blue robot cat. Thomas YCL. Thomas YCL from Hong Kong. Hello. Esther 4801. Esther, nice to meet you. And Milky Way Sana 7. Milky Way Sana 7 from the UK. It's nice to meet you too. And of course, welcome to everybody. If you want your name announced, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Okay, DD33, we have to do that first, was about a man who had to dig through the garbage, the trash, to find his wife's engagement ring. A diamond engagement ring. $10,000. But he was lucky. He was successful. Let's listen one more time.
I was lifting, chairs out of the way, broken glass, other sanitary items that I don't want to get into, but it was horrific, to say the least.
All right. A lot of you put answers in the bottom. Thank you. It helps me teach. And this was the tough one. Everybody was thinking terrific. But it's not terrific. It's horrific. Let me explain. Let's read it first. I was lifting, chairs out of the way, broken glass, other sanitary items I don't want to get into, but it was horrific to say the least. It's kind of funny. Now, I was lifting to pick something up. I was lifting, chairs out of the way. So I have a chair here, but my chair is full of clothes. I have to throw my clothes away. So I was lifting chairs out of the way. I was lifting chairs out of the way. So he's going into the trash. He needs to go here, but there's a chair, so he's lifting chairs out of the way. And not only chairs, but broken glass. Very dangerous, especially in the trash, in the garbage. Ooh, broken glass. Don't cut yourself. Other sanitary items I don't want to get into. Sanitary items. So here's our first difficult expression. What are sanitary items? Well, there are many. I'll give you some easy ones. Children's, babies' diapers. Ugh, diapers, used diapers. Maybe some Kleenex or toilet paper that has been used. Ugh. And other things like that. Really gross, disgusting things. Sanitary items. If you're coughing, you use some tissue to clean that and throw it in the garbage. He's picking through that. He's going through that stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Disgusting. So, I don't want to get into. So he says this. I don't want to get into. That means he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to think about it. It was terrible. It was gross. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. Instead, we can say, I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into that subject. I don't want to talk about that subject. And the idea, it's disgusting. Or maybe there will be an argument. So many people, they don't like to talk about politics. Or they don't like to talk about religion because they worry that maybe there will be an argument. And they don't want to argue. So they say, I don't want to get into politics. I don't want to get into religion. I don't want to get into that. But here, there is no that. I don't want to get into that because it's here. Sanitary items, I don't want to get into. I don't want to talk about. No thank you. But it was horrific, horrible, terrible, disgusting, to say the least. No, horrific. Now, a lot of people, it was, there was a slight T sound. I agree. There was a slight T sound. So I'm thinking, as this guy is speaking, maybe in his mind, he was going to say terrible. It was terrible. But then he changed the word. It was horrific, horrific, horrific. Not terrific. Terrific would be great. Wow! Sanitary items. Woo! Yeah. Chairs. Broken glass. Woohoo! No. It's not terrific. It's horrific. It's terrible. It's disgusting. It's gross. But he didn't say horrific, terrible, disgusting, gross. He just said one word. To say the least. To say more, terrible. To say more, disgusting. To say more, gross. But he just used one word. So he says, to say the least. I was lifting, chairs out of the way. Now, out of, we do have a common spelling, and we can say O-U-T-T-A. O-U-T-T-A. And we spell it like that because of the natural sound. Perfect pronunciation, out of the way. Out of the way. But when we say it quickly, out of the way. Out of the way. Chairs out of the way. Chairs out of the way. Chairs out of. Chairs out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. So it kind of sounds like ah, da, but really fast. Ada, ada, out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. There's a pronunciation rule. If we have the word of, and then after of, if there's a consonant, usually we can cancel the F sound. So keep watching my videos and we'll have more examples. Out of the way. Broken glass, and we say, he's thinking, other sanitary items, I don't wanna, don't, this N will cancel the T. Don't want to, no, don't wanna. Now also, want to, we have a spelling, typical spelling, W-A-N-N-A. That's the natural pronunciation. Want to, perfect. Want to, good. But the natural way, wanna, wanna. And the N kills both T's. Wanna. So here we have the N killing one T, and here we have the N killing both T's. Wanna get into. Wanna get into. Now here we have an N, but the T is there. We keep the T. Into. Some people say inu. Inu. Some people do say inu. Most people say into. I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into. But it was horrific. No. Horrific. 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 It was horrific, to say the least. No, it's just a t. To say the least. To say the least. It was horrific, to say the least. Yes, I'm sure it was horrific. Very terrible. Ooh, the smell must be bad. Don't lose your wife's diamond ring. Be careful with those rings, everybody. Let's listen 2 more times.
I was lifting, chairs out of the way, broken glass, other sanitary items that I don't want to get into, but it was horrific, to say the least. I was lifting, chairs out of the way, broken glass, other sanitary items that I don't want to get into, but it was horrific, to say the least.
Okay, DD34 is a business article, also from AP News. This regards Toyota, American pronunciation, Toyota, 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 and some of their cars have a steering wheel. In the UK, they say steering handle problem. So, what might they do? You guys do the dictation. Good luck.
Toyota is recalling more than 500,000 vehicles for problems that can make them difficult to steer. Toyota is recalling more than 500,000 vehicles for problems that can make them difficult to steer. Toyota is recalling more than 500,000 vehicles for problems that can make them difficult to steer. Toyota is recalling more than 500,000 vehicles for problems that can make them difficult to steer.